Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TGOM podcast, episode 33. It is me, Mega Reds fan, your co-host, here with my co-host.
Good painter.
And today we got a whole myriad, is that the word? Myriad of leaks, glitches, hacks, gaming content to talk to you about. But first, roll our intro.
Comes back in and there's a nail sticking out of the back of his head. And it's like deep in the back of his head.
Yeah, didn't he die?
Yeah, I killed him.
Okay. I just needed a refresher to remember.
Yeah, he's dead. The orgy server. Of course.
Yes, the orgy service. That's crazy. There's drama in the the Lego Battles Reddit.
I guess. We used to play three people on a Chromebook, which you have to understand, that is the most cramped keyboard. We had 3 hands.
You're like, shut down. It's like, alright, shutting down, Brian. Like, no, no. Yeah. Beware of the well. Sometimes you can still hear them at night whispering, Arigato. Welcome to my Facebook Live.
So GTA 6, everyone's 3 a.m. YouTuber's favorite video game got leaked on Twitter 2 days ago at this point. And it's early in-game footage. So yeah, I saw it and I was like, this looks like a Unity game, but now that I understand it's very early footage, I'm like, oh, well, that's probably why it looks like Unity footage.
That's fair.
Yeah. So,
I wonder how it'll perform once it's actually out, because there's so much love for the last one. I don't know. I wonder how it'll do. So it is too early to tell. I mean, they could just be making it exactly like GTA 5, just with a new story.
that's probably what they're gonna do.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't blame them, because just making GTA 5 again with a different story, with slightly better graphics or performance, I mean, who's gonna say no to that? Considering how much DLC and extra skins and stuff they bought for the last one.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna care about buying the game again.
Yeah.
Shoot, I know people that bought the game 3 times on different consoles and systems and stuff. That's wild.
Well, I mean, there are people who buy Call of Duty every year, and it's the same game. So.
You're right.
And people have ties to COD, Modern Warfare 2 or whatever, but they still buy the new Modern Warfare 2 and then the 4 Call of Duty Black Ops, 5 Call of Duty Black Ops games. So.
I wonder if it's they make each game flawed in one way that they fix in the next game, but they make a new flaw. So that way they're like, ooh, this new game is so much better than the old one. Every time.
No, they just make them all poorly, and then people love them anyway.
Ah, I see. Dang.
Yeah.
God, that series, there's too much. Because there's Black Ops, and then Modern Warfare, and then there's the Ghosts, I think. There's just so many games under the Call of Duty franchise. It's ridiculous.
Anyways, speaking of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is coming out. And then
another remaster?
Then the beta's out right now. It's the pre-purchase is $70, so that's cool.
Of course it's $70. What else would it cost?
Yeah. So I think people like it. I looked it up yesterday, and all I could find was people being like, "Yeah, it's okay." Just "Yeah, it's fine." It's okay, that doesn't help me at all with my podcast, but thanks, I guess.
Yeah, it's a fine game. It's okay, cool. That's great critiques. I know so much about this game now.
Yeah. One thing I do know is that the time to kill, meaning how many times you have to shoot someone before they die, obviously, or how long you have to shoot them, is wicked fast. So someone whipped around a corner and he shot him twice, and the guy just dropped dead. And it was oh, That
I
doesn't
mean,
seem very fun.
I know what you mean. I like being able to one-shot my enemies.
I mean, yeah, but I don't like getting one shot myself after I turn a corner.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was,
that's wild.
and there was like this one guy I follow on Twitter who was like responding to these like tweets of people being like, I could kill someone with one shot with my gun, and he was like, oh, it's like how guns work in real life. It's like, shut up, it's a video game. Who cares? No one wants it to work like real life in a video game.
Yeah, because then every gun would one-shot.
Yeah, every gun would kill you. You would just play
Yeah,
Tarkov at that point or
like it's
Valorant.
like
Yeah.
you died of lead poisoning, or like
Yeah.
it hit a vital artery. You died instantly. Like
Yeah. I
like
don't want that.
it's like, oh no, they shot you in the vital like spots in your thigh. It normally wouldn't kill you, but you bled out to death too quickly
Mhm.
for the ambulance to get to you. Sorry.
The ambulance. Yeah, in the middle of a war zone.
It's like, oh, your medic died. The
Mhm.
rest of you, now insta die from any bullet wounds because there's no way for us to treat you. Yay! Like, do we want realism?
No, we don't. Anyways, so yeah, it's like
That's
time to kill
funny.
is fast. There's obviously glitches, but I mean the game's a month out. I think comes out in October, so it is a
Mm-hmm.
month out. Um, but one funny glitch that I noticed was the certain gun, which isn't even supposed to be available in the beta, but people like glitched it, so now you can get it, and so like everyone's using it. And some people were speculating like, oh, maybe they actually didn't want us. Maybe they want us to work for it. It's like, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't work for Sledgehammer, whoever makes the game. Anyways, so he was like reloading his gun, and this gun you have to like slap the charging handle for it to go forward to load your next
Uh-huh.
round. And
Yeah.
so he pulls out one mag and he's holding the other one and puts the other one in. He then moves his arm and then like as his hand is raising up to hit the charging handle, his hand doesn't follow and the magazine goes up and the magazine hits the charging handle. And
So it
then
like
ready.
phases through the gun, kind of.
His hand disappears. The magazine hits the charging handle.
Uh,
Yeah. And like the guy playing the game was like just kept talking about about something else. And I was like, did you not notice that? So
Just ignored it. Maybe that's common knowledge at this point. You never know.
I guess,
Maybe
but it'd
everyone
still be
just
nice to
knows
say
shit.
something, make me feel
Nah, you're
valified,
just too slow.
verified.
God, I can't believe you only just realized that, Jacob. Oh my God.
Look, dude, I didn't even want to look up stuff about Modern Warfare 2, but I did, because I was like, maybe there's something interesting happening here. But
I,
whatever.
I think we've talked about Modern Warfare and Call of Duty enough times to realize there's just not much interesting going on there. It's
Yeah.
just the same game with new glitches
Yeah,
every time.
I was watching one, and this guy was like, dude, look at the attention to detail. He was British. And he's like, "Look, I got my full magazine and my shotgun." And he like does it inspect, which is so stupid in Call of Duty. You're gonna get shot if you try and inspecting your gun. Anyways, so
Mm.
he pulls back the handle, the charging handle, and he's like, "Look, I can see the shell in the gun." Then he closes. Then he fires off everything but the one in the chamber. And then he does it again, and he's like, "Look, there's no bullets in there. The attention to detail is insane." It's like it's a $70 game. If they can't
Yeah,
get that right, what else? What can they
yeah.
get right?
Like, the fact that they're doing that is like, why? Why are you spending so much extra like energy and like time on this? Like, why? You're just making the cost go higher. Like, screw you. You can
No,
make it look pretty
I
without.
doubt it's for the cause. I think it's just at this
Yeah,
point, it's like Call of Duty is a
it's too much.
I don't
It's just
know,
too much.
it's a dumb
That's
game.
that's too much. Like, just play Borderlands 3.
I mean, yeah, I don't know
I don't
why
know.
you want to inspect your gun in Call of Duty, because like I mean, if you're playing Valorant where you have, well, I guess Call of Duty has gun skins too, but like where you're inspecting your gun to look how cool your skin is. Actually, I don't understand inspecting at all. Never mind.
Like, there isn't even an expecting thing in Valorant. It's just you look at your gun and it's cool. I mean,
I thought there
there's like
wasn't.
a
Whatever. I
you
don't play.
kind of like if you're choosing your weapon skin, it shows you the weapon and you can like spin it around.
Well,
But
yeah, that I
like
meant like
in
in
fight,
game, but I don't know. I
yeah,
don't play
there's
it.
no in-game inspect. It's just you look at it and it's cool. And it's like because an in battle it doesn't make sense for that kind of game. If you're doing that, you're dumb. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Found it's a little too fast to be doing that.
Well, they slowed it so you can't like slide cancel anymore, which sounds like a thing you do in Smash. But
Yeah, I
you
heard
used
that. I
to
was like,
like
wait, huh?
because you like of course sliding is a thing and double sprinting is still a thing, which I double sprinting is the
Double
dumbest.
sprint?
It's where
What is that?
you tap shift twice and then you raise your gun and run faster.
That's not how that works.
No, it's stupid. I don't know why it's a thing. Anyways, um, well, I know why it's a thing. Is to make the game probably feel more like Titanfall or Apex Legends, especially
So
with the sliding.
what I'm hearing is you're not actually running, you're just shuffling. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna just like actually decide to run now.
I guess I don't know. That's anyways. So
That's
yeah,
so weird.
and so you can and then slide and then like you would cancel your slide and then slide again and then like you'd go really fast. This game you can't do that. You can only slide and then run and But
Hmm.
there's like a video of a guy doing these wild maneuvers where he's like sliding, jumping up, running, looking around, jumping, sliding, jumping, looking around. It's like you're not speed running Mario 64. You don't need to be doing all these movements, dude. You're playing Call of Duty. It's not that big of a deal. But
No, I think he's playing Dying Light 2. Easy.
yeah. Anyway, that's Call of Duty. I'm done talking about Call of Duty.
Man, what a game. What a game. But
It's yeah. I mean, it's weird. I don't get it.
but
So to some pop culture stuff. She-Hulk, a friend of the show. She
yo,
has
She-Hulk thick,
she has the
bro.
of course, she has the anti-homeless bench. She got canceled for twerking with Megan the Stallion. Um,
Really?
yeah.
Why?
Because like Disney fans are conservatives. I don't know.
Huh. Okay.
She-Hulk canceled
Like that's so
twerking.
weird. I was thinking about watching She-Hulk, but I don't know if I want to.
People have been talking about that. It's bad.
Oh, it's actually out already. I didn't even know it was out. I thought it was just
No, it's
well,
out. That's why people know she twerks.
well, it was in the trailer.
I don't care, Forbes. Let me use my ad blocker.
Yeah, I feel so bad using ad blocker sometimes because like this is the only way we make money. You're actively making it so we can't pay for our houses. And
Forbes
like
does
like
insider trading. It's fine.
true.
Uh,
So,
it's shut up. Oh my god, this is the worst website.
you should go to the Onion instead. They're so great.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm not being paid to tell you that either.
Actually, up to there. Centered on one scene and one scene only. She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion in the closing credits of the show.
Uh,
It's funny.
oh, that was in the closing credits too?
I think it was only in the closing credits.
Well, I saw it in the trailer.
Okay,
Like,
I didn't
she
watch the
says
trailer.
twerking.
I just know she has an anti-homeless bench. That's like all I know. I know she twerks and has an anti-homeless bench. That's like the two things I know about
That
She-Hulk.
is wild.
And she's a woman.
About that.
That's like yeah, the three.
Yo, woman, get out of here.
Yo, woman moment.
No woman moment.
I didn't say no. I said woman moment.
Oh, heard very wrong. Incorrect.
I don't care. And
Well, maybe
Forbes
I care. Huh?
Forbes constantly popping up being like disable ad blocker. And like no.
I think you should disable ad blocker.
No, I don't want top 10 banana tricks that will cure your erectile dysfunction. I don't need that.
Yo, I want to cure my erectile dysfunction with bananas.
Maybe if you weren't sexist, Nick, you wouldn't have erectile dysfunction. Anyways, enough of that. It's just funny, I think, that someone got canceled for dancing or twerking.
Yeah, that's some wild. That's wild. Like,
Anyways, new
why?
Steam hack dropped.
What did?
A Steam hack that steals
Steam
Steam
hack.
accounts.
Oh no!
Yeah. So,
That's actually a little scary.
what they do, if I read this correctly, like a few nights ago, is they will send you a direct message on Steam, a DM as the kids call them. And it says like we need one person to play on. We need one more person to play on our Dota team. Can you play whatever?
They're
And then
stupid.
they send you a link to a website that's like, I guess it's called Challenger Mode. I think is what this website. This is what the website is showing me, like in pictures. So it brings up Challenger Mode, and then you have to log in with your Steam account. And then it brings up a real Steam page that's like, Steam's letting you log in using Steam essentially. So if you log in using that Steam profile, like the browser, they steal your account and immediately change the password and stuff and lock you out.
Of course they do.
Yeah,
What do people expect from that? I'm gonna be honest. That's wild. So don't respond to DMs from strange people that you've never met.
yeah.
Like
Honestly,
yeah. Don't follow links of complete strangers. I mean, there's very easy ways to avoid what's happening, and it's crazy that people ever fell for it in the first place. Like I was worried it was like, oh hey, like we saw like that game you played, and like because of like the bad network thing or whatever for this game, now we can like find your stuff and information, and now we got you. Nope, nope, it's just
it's
people
just a
being
phishing
cool.
scam. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Man,
That's what I
that's
was.
funny.
That's what I was like. I was like reading. I was like, yeah, it's just a phishing scam, isn't it? You're just asking
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, you're literally like, hey, give me your stuff, and they're like, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I want to play in your Dota tournament. Yeah.
Like that. It's just people being stupid.
Yeah, not definitely not the
Jeez.
smartest people. And I guess they're targeting like famous gamers, like you know.
Okay, if you're a famous gamer, that's even more shame on you. You should have known.
Yeah,
You should know how the internet works.
it's
I mean,
weird.
sure, I'll have a little bit of pity for the fools out there, but like,
Pity
come
the
on.
fool. Yeah.
I pity the fool, yes.
Oh, I guess it is a fake Steam window. So I fell for it. I would have gotten hacked.
Like, but like, why are you following, like, I don't know. Like, they're strangers. I
I
don't
don't
trust
know.
strangers. I don't know who you are. Why would I join your Dota team? I don't know who you are.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, it's like, oh, a person I've never talked to, never played with, isn't in any of my friends lists, even friends of friends, randomly messages me. It's like, hey, play Dota with me. What? Huh?
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you want to play in my League of Legends tournament coming up this weekend? I will
Yeah.
need I will need your password and username though. Um.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, bro.
Mhm. All right. I'll
Oh
be
my
sure. I'll be
god.
sure. I'll be waiting for that. So yeah.
All right, bro. I got you, bro.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got
Just
you.
don't try to log into your account for a while on Steam. Just like you know, just in case. I don't want like Yeah.
Oh, of course, of
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
course.
of course.
You
I
know,
understand. I knew you'd understand.
very, very, very typical.
Yeah.
Requests.
Uh huh.
Very average.
Yeah. It's a phishing scam. It's interesting, but it's still a phishing scam. Um. So we talked
Yeah.
about this. Did we talk about this last week? The Disney Games Day, Disney Marvel Game Day, or whatever it's called. It's like Disney's Games Expo, Disney's E3, I
No,
guess.
I've not heard of this. No.
Um, well, they released a bunch of. They talked about a bunch of games. One of which is which one that I think is going to be a wild game is an Indiana Jones game that will be not published. It will be made by Machine Games, which
Oh, you did tell
the
me about this part,
yeah, the
actually.
people that made Wolfenstein, the very brutal shooting game, is making a archaeological game, so that's interesting to say the least.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes.
yeah,
Like,
it's weird.
hmm,
Disney Dreamlight Valley, that's another game. Where
maybe
you
it's, huh?
Disney Dreamlight Valley, it's a different game where you make a neighborhood with Disney characters. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, so that's kind of like The Sims. Anyway, I'm expecting it to be kind of like, like Laura Croft going through like archaeology, just adventuring, action packed and stuff. You know, I'm expecting it to be like the Lara Croft games. Tomb
Yeah,
Raider,
that's what
that's
I'm thinking. It's gonna be
yeah,
a
it's just gonna be a Tomb Raider knockoff.
yeah, a more violent Tomb Raider, which is kind of
Mm.
sad because I think they could
Where you
do.
kill Nazis because you have to kill Nazis in Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I think it could be better if they just did like a maybe not a puzzle game, but like a game that has puzzles in it. You know, for an Indiana
Yeah,
Jones game, because like his whole thing is like, going into tombs and there's like famous like scenes of him like doing the weight where he's trying to get a emblem that's like heavy and he's like putting a bunch of sand in a bag and he's trying to match the weight.
yeah, that
Like
could
that
be
could be
cool.
cool, but no, he's gonna go shoot 30 Nazis and then steal it and run away.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, okay, uh,
yeah. I
that's a
think going for like a puzzle game where you have to like figure out traps and stuff would be nice.
yeah. Sounds like a Montana Jameson game where he runs in and shoots everything, not an Indiana Jones. But what do I know?
Yeah. Then again, we haven't actually seen any. Have we
Yeah,
seen any
it's
footage?
like so early development. I don't think they have like footage
Okay.
for it.
So it's just like this is a concept we're going for.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Machine Games picked it up. um. Okay. Uh. Skydance New Media's new game with Marvel is a Captain America and Black Panther story set in World War II.
So I don't know how they're gonna continue Black Panther stories. I'm gonna be honest. Like, what are they gonna do? Are they just gonna like replace the actor? Are they gonna like deep
It's
fake
just
his
not gonna be
face? Like,
Black Panther. It's gonna be like his sister and like his friends. It's gonna be like Black Panther and friends, but Black Panther isn't there, so it's just gonna be and friends.
yeah, like I've been really curious about how they're gonna deal with all of his stories because he was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna like make my new star. You know, this is the new Black Panther. Here we go."
And then he
And
died.
yeah, it was
Very,
really
very
sad.
rude of him, actually. Come on.
Yeah, so rude.
Yeah.
I can't believe he would leave the contract like that.
Yeah, I honestly like leave a that's illegal. He should be sued.
Yeah, like wow, oh my god.
Kidding,
Um,
kidding. We love a
but
Black Panther.
yeah, like I was really like because I did like the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like it did start off slow, I'll admit. The beginning wasn't really pulling me, but like by the end of the movie, I was like, okay, I'm interested in where this is going. I want to see more Black Panther. Um,
And he died.
yeah, I was like, damn, like
Can you come back
now he.
just for me?
Some people are thinking that they're gonna bring back Michael B. Jordan to play Black Panther because
Isn't
it
he the bad guy?
yeah. Some
Is
people
there
think he's
just
gonna have a change of heart
It'd be
and he's gonna
so
be the new
funny
Black
if
Panther.
they made Michael B. Jordan the Black Panther, and like they didn't like say anything about it. Like, yeah, no, he's the Black Panther. He's like
That mentioned a
Chadwick
single
Boseman's
thing.
like best friend. He's like actually like not the guy you saw in the last movie. He just looks very similar. So they just had
Yeah,
to yeah, that'd be very funny.
but it's the bad Black Panther's evil twin brother.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah. No, it's his funny twin brother, because like all Marvel
Uh,
characters have to be sarcastic now.
um, the ones I know of that are like sarcastic like that is like what Doctor Strange and the dead guy now,
The
Tony
dead
Stark.
guy, Tony.
Tony Stark.
Oh, dude, spoilers. The
No, right?
hell,
I know. I'm so sorry.
God, I'm pissed, dude. I was gonna watch that movie today.
Hey, did you know Darth Vader is Luke's father?
Oh,
Isn't
actually, I
that
did
just
know that.
crazy?
So, yeah, I knew that one. Yo, did you know that Jinx and Viv, I forgot her name. They're like
B. Bye.
sisters.
Bye. What? They're
Yeah.
sisters, but one
Mm-hmm.
has pink hair and one has blue.
Multiple mothers.
Yo, their dad be slutting around, huh?
Exact. I mean, look at him. He's a total dilf, you know?
Have we seen their dad? Is he there?
Yes.
I'm curious.
No, we haven't.
Ooh. Dang.
Isn't the
Dang,
bar guy?
I wanna
No, the bar guy's like their adoptive father, isn't it?
Yeah, he is a dilf though.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yes.
talking about.
Yeah, let's look at that guy. Yes. Yeah, no, he took them in after their parents died or something.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I said this last time and you didn't listen to me. Captain America Black Panther video game based in World War II. So I guess this is gonna be like
video game.
like it's gonna be like Black Panther's dad. So like the guy who dies in that one movie.
Oh,
And it's gonna be him as Black Panther. And they're gonna be
interesting.
fighting a war. I don't know. It's whatever.
Unclear.
Yep. They'll travel to Paris, Wakanda, and potentially more places.
I mean, I'll be honest. I like Marvel movies. Love them. I don't think I'd play a video game for them. I really don't think I would. Like, I played the Iron Man VR game because, you know, it's a VR game. It was the only one I had that with it at the time. And I was like, okay, it's a cool game. It gave me nausea, but it was a cool game.
I was vomiting the whole time. It was awesome.
Bro, like, I feel so sick after playing that. Because, the movement of your head isn't fast enough to, like, turn.
Yeah.
Really? Or just like the movement. There's an in-game move your head button, but it's not very fast. You have to move your head with it, so you feel like you're moving way faster than you should be, but you need to. It hurts my head.
It
Anyway,
almost like it's like realistic to how Iron Man would actually give himself whiplash every time he tried to fly,
pretty much.
and also die.
Yeah, I don't know how he wasn't sick every time he flew in that suit. Jesus.
You ever think about how how like there's that trope of the person falling from the building and the hero comes and swoops them up and saves them?
Yeah, they would die.
Yeah, that person's like 100% dead because like all their organs would just like stop, get like all flattened. Yeah, and they would die.
So that is why I absolutely loved what's that show called? Invincible. That show is so good. I know everyone says it's so good, but it really is. Like it's like superheroes, but realistic. Because he tries to save someone from like a deadly event, and he's like, "Oh, I'll save this old lady because she's like falling from a building or whatever." He's like flying super fast and stuff, and like, uh, he ends up just having her ripped off arm because he flew so fast that he ripped her arm off and she died somewhere. Like, it's like just a really dark show because it's like, oh yeah, ultimate realism. You know.
Right.
Like, oh my god, it's good. It's good. You should definitely check it out if you can. But it's on Amazon Prime or whatever. Sadly.
My dad gets 1-day shipping, so. Or 2-day shipping.
What is this streaming service? Amazon something.
It's Amazon Video, Amazon Prime Video, something like that.
Okay, so I was right. Okay, you made me feel crazy for a second. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, like, it's a good show. It's a good show. But yeah, I don't know. Superhero games just don't do it for me. Except for the Hulk game, Incredible Hulk. You could pick up anything you wanted, toss it across the world. That stuff was fun. Fun game.
Yeah.
I would always pick up a big giant donut and just like start launching it at people.
Anyways, Marvel's Midnight Suns get a new release date. What? I don't even know what the Midnight Suns are.
What? You don't know the Midnight Suns? It's that thing, the really, really big thing, Jacob. Obviously, everyone knows about the Midnight Suns. No, I have no idea.
Midnight
when I hear that, I think of an anime. That sounds like an evil team from an anime, because it literally is.
Oh, it's a game. Well, duh, it's a Marvel group.
Oh, interesting.
Set in the darker supernatural side of the Marvel universe.
Oh my god.
Marvel Suns is a tactical RPG from the creators of XCOM. Huh?
XCOM. Isn't that a fighting game, or am I crazy?
No, it's a tactical. It's like a tactical RPG. Not an RPG. It's a tactical shooter, where you.
Is it like Battle Brothel?
You aren't the shooter. You like control people and tell them to get into cover and stuff, and then shoot at people. And then people like die in one hit. It's really annoying.
Yeah, this doesn't sound fun.
It's not. Because after a while, okay, I played XCOM 2 for a little bit, and after a while, like you don't get enough people. Because I didn't have enough people that like the amount of people that would get injured, I would not have enough people to actually go on another mission because I wouldn't, I wouldn't. Cause you need like 4 at least. I would have like 3 because everyone else would be like injured or mentally scarred from war, and it's like, okay, well, that's awesome. I'm really glad that happened.
So that is your favorite part of games, is when your entire party is too injured to go on a journey. Fun.
Tron Identity is a new visual novel. Oh, shoot me now.
I actually think I heard my friend. I think played that game, the XCOM game, because he had to have one of his friends help him like recover his characters or something. Because like I don't know, maybe it was I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
It was a game like that.
You can
And
lose characters like if they don't make it to the extraction point, then they just get left behind, and then you can find them later.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, it is the same game. Yeah, he had to have his friend help him get his characters back because he had almost no characters left.
Uh-huh.
He's like, well, crap, I don't have anyone left to play this game.
There's a new co-op Mickey Mouse game. Cool, don't care.
Oh my god, we should totally play it together.
Marvel World of Heroes, a new Marvel AR game. Shoot me now. Made by Niantic, people who made Pokemon Go.
My cousin has been trying to get me to play flipping, what's it called? He's been trying to get me to play, Wizard 101 with him.
You've talked about this, haven't you?
Have I?
I don't know. Yo, free-to-play collectible card game. Let's go. Yeah, you talked to me about how he's like talked about how good Wizard 101 is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like his favorite game. Like whenever I see him get on Steam to play Wizard 101, I DM him. I'm like, hey, I see you're playing Wizard 101. Why are you playing that? And he's like, Nick, leave me alone. Like, it's really funny. I love harassing my cousin whenever he plays this game.
Yeah.
Getting a phone call from my mother. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Anyways, Marvel's World of Heroes, it's gonna, like, you're gonna look at your phone and be like, oh my gosh, that guy has a hammer. Wow. Oh my gosh, that guy has laser vision. I don't care. That's the AR game. And that's not all of them. Oh my god, how long is this? Return to Monkey Island. I don't care. What?
What?
What? What did you say?
What? I didn't say anything.
Aliens Dark Descent. Cool alien game was officially announced.
Oh, that just made me remember of what was that horror game?
No, it was a squad-based top-down shooter. Stop giving us shooters. I want a solo survival game. Stop making everything off of aliens. What?
I can't remember what I was saying.
Sorry. Wow, Alien Isolation's a great game. And they've made like 4 separate other aliens games where you're just shooting at things and it's like kind of lame.
Wasn't that the game where it's like you don't even see the alien until like way later in the game?
It's not way later. It's like, well, because the beginning of the game is just kind of like a story. It's setting up what's happening, and then
and like it's like, ooh, there's hiding spots, and you can like check the cabinets, and you can craft.
And then after
there's other people here,
and then you pass a certain point, and then it actually shows up.
Like I watched my friend play for like 3 hours, and there was no alien. And I was like, I don't know. He never got to a point where there's like it was like spooky moments where it's like, oh man, things are being broken down because the alien exists. They're there, but like there was never actually a threat of them killing him. There was no, I don't know. It was weird. You don't see him for a minute. It felt like.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, but when he shows up, it's kind of the way he shows up is also really annoying. Scary, not annoying. It is kind of annoying, but it's because you're like, oh yeah, there's like nothing here yet, and then he shows up like, oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just like something I'd always like wondered about because like it was a game that like sounded cool and everyone was like talking about how awesome it was, but like I was like, I don't understand why I would want to play this because I watched friends play it for such long periods of time and never saw anything come of it. I'm like, yeah, this is something I would play. Like it just took too long for them to see the like. I don't know. I never saw it, so it's like I never
Well,
got the appeal.
like the thing with the alien is like it is like it's always like hiding and like you don't see it, and then when you do see it, you're already dead probably. So I think
See,
that's like what they're, and it's also just the atmosphere of the ship, and like just how kind of claustrophobic some of the areas are. It makes you feel, even though the alien probably is not there, you're still scared that the alien is there. At least that was for me. I'm a very big scaredy cat, so you know.
I guess it's just because I'm good with horror then.
Yeah.
Because like I had never had a moment where I was afraid in Alien Isolation. Like because like I had played a little bit myself because like okay, I guess I'll give it a shot. I watched people play, and there was never a moment where I was like I'm scared. Like it was just like I mean he's not here, so I'm gonna just keep going. Like like the threat of something isn't what terrifies me. It's if it's actually there. Yeah. You
Mhm.
know.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I like it, so screw you. You suck.
See, the early Silent Hill games, those were scary. The enemy was there. You knew they were there. You would see them sometimes, but then they would go out of the camera angle, and you're like, I know you're there, and you're about to attack me.
Uh, Gargoyles Remaster will bring the classic '90s platformer to modern consoles. Yes, another platformer. Already talked about that one. The mobile MMORPG shooter Avatar.
That almost sounds cool.
Lego Star Wars Skywalker gets a new Galactic Edition and new characters. Cool. Disney Speedstorm. Disney Mario Kart. Okay. Disney Mirror versus Halloween season will soon bring spooky fun to the mobile.
Ooh,
Why is everything mobile?
I remember that game now. You remember Angie, right? She got really into that game, and she's been trying to get me to play it. Like
What?
the Mirrorverse or whatever, or like Mirror game. Like it's like a gotcha game, but for like villains of Disney.
Let's go.
Um, apparently I matched the best with what was it? I matched best with like the who is Snow White's witch?
Evil
The
Witch.
she has a name.
No, it's Evil Witch.
Okay,
I'm not kidding. That's her
no,
name.
she has a name.
No, yeah, it's Evil Witch.
No, it's not. It's like she had a whole movie and it was just named after her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Evil Queen. Sorry.
Which name? Grimheld?
Significant other king.
Her name is Queen Grimheld. Grimhild?
Grimhild.
I thought it was Maleficent. There, yeah, I thought, yeah, Maleficent. That's what I thought it was.
Maleficent's a totally different person.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nick. How did you not know that, Nick? Like they're not the same character at all.
I see. So Maleficent, Sleeping Beauty. I see, I see. I got it now, Jacob. No thanks to you,
Sorry, I
my
don't know deep
God,
Disney
dude.
lore. You weren't even thinking of the right character. How is this my fault?
But they still had a name. Jacob.
Whatever.
It's Grimheld.
I don't even know the last time
Grimhild?
I watched Snow White.
Grimhilda? Might be Grimhilda. That sounds right.
It's German, whatever it is.
Probably, honestly. A lot of fairy tales are European.
Yeah, it's
All fairy tales are
German.
European. Excuse me. European is the only thing that exists.
Is that all you had to say? Was that it?
No, I'm gonna just keep going for like another 20 minutes.
Okay.
So Grimhilda, right?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them.
Wow.
I don't really like.
Okay.
Like, I don't like the Disney versions of a lot of fairy tales. They're all bad.
Because they're all happy.
Well, yeah, Disney is just like, hey, let's steal fairy tales that had cool endings, and make them all happy and act as if we made them ourselves.
And they made
Like
millions and billions of dollars off of it. So it's pretty
yeah,
smart, actually.
stealing stories. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you're not. You
Well, they
guys
didn't
aren't clever.
steal it. They're like free, like because anyone can read them. It's not like you have to pay
Yeah,
someone
but
to
they
read them.
like try to, but like they try to like copyright it and stuff. Like you guys can't do our thing because it's
Yeah,
ours.
exactly. They're trying to make
That's stolen.
millions and billions of more dollars off of it.
And then they try to absorb every other company that
Yeah,
had any real
to
original
make
ideas.
millions and billions of more dollars.
No, like when they bought out Marvel and Pixar. I'm assuming they've also bought more, but I have no idea.
They've bought, yeah. I mean, they've bought Fox, half of
They bought.
part of Fox. It's weird. Businesses are weird because they like split up, and there's like because Disney bought like East West Fox Studio something, and it was like because they bought it so they could get Spider-Man for the Marvel movies.
Fox owns Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh?
Fox or
That's
Sony, it's one of the
crazy.
two. Because
Oh,
they
I
made
think
the
it might be
original
Sony.
Spider-Man movies.
Did they really?
Yeah.
With like Tobey Maguire?
Uh
Huh.
huh. Tobey Maguire and then the Andrew Garfield ones. They made both
I
of
didn't know
those.
Fox made movies. I thought it was a news channel.
You ever heard
I didn't
21st
think.
Century Fox? They made,
Oh.
yeah, it's the same people.
I forgot. I
I mean, not
forgot
the
about
same
that.
people, but it's like the same brand, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that that was a thing. I always like look at like the thing where it's like the lights and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, it's that. But I don't really think of them as Fox for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So,
Us-
yeah, they just buy this stuff and they make billions of dollars because they know that their ideas probably won't be as profitable as these already existing intellectual properties. So they just buy it. And then they put it in their parks and stuff and like, oh, look,
and,
so.
and people wonder why I don't like Disney. They're not an original idea in them. There really isn't.
Not really.
Like,
I mean, I don't hate
Pic-
them. I just like,
like,
I just know
like
that nothing's original.
Pixar's always had original ideas, except some of their movies are a little not as good.
Yeah, like Turning Red, where they make a woman, where they make children listen to puberty. Puberty is
Um,
inappropriate.
I actually haven't watched them, so I
I
don't
haven't either.
know. But I like I don't know. There's like their movies just aren't always
Original?
good like they used. No, they're still always original. They're just not always good now.
Mm-hmm.
Like hold up. Now I need to find a list of Pixar movies. Pixar movies.
I mean,
Nah,
here's the
I don't.
thing: nothing's original anymore. I'm under
I'm gonna
the
be honest.
impression. I'm
Ours
under
is
the
not good.
impression that the only way you can make something your own is by taking someone else's idea and then essentially putting your own twist on it. But
Okay, like Ratatouille was good. Ratatouille was awesome, right? You
it's a
know,
rat. Yeah.
like Monsters Inc. was good. I did not like the remake or not, freaking
Monsters
the new.
University.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Uh huh.
Like I mean, it was a fine movie,
Oh
but it
right, yes. It's so bad. It's fine
like it
actually.
was
Yeah.
fine,
Uh
but
huh.
like if you rewatch it, it's bad. It's just not good.
Mhm.
Brave was Pixar. There's no
Yes.
way that was Pixar. Was that
Yeah.
actually Pixar?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, well that was not a good Pixar movie. Like I didn't like Brave. A Bug's Life was bad. That's 98. I don't count 98. Nothing was good in the 90s. Okay, that's a lie, but still.
We're
Movies
the opposite
movies
of
for
millennials. Everything was bad in the 90s.
Luca, I didn't want to watch that movie. It looked weird. It's the
Lupa?
movie where they turn into fish people when they go into the water.
I never heard of that in my life.
It came out last year. Luca. It's weird. Like The Good Dinosaur, I didn't want to watch that one. Didn't look good. You know, like I don't know.
Mhm.
There's just not as many good ones as there used to be.
I think again, I don't think there's such thing as yeah, originality. I think it's you being the creative putting your own twist on an existing idea and then adding some flavor to it, you know. It's like yeah. So,
You know, I thought Wally and Ratatouille were both very original movies.
I
I
mean,
mean, who thought about a love story between a robot trash can and a Mac? You know, like I can't think of another story that's that similar.
I mean, you're probably, I don't know. I just think that it's hard to find originality and sometimes
You're right,
impossible.
though. Yeah, it is hard to find originality these days.
Yeah.
Constantly making original movies that are like unique in every way, it can't really be done very much.
Hmm. And sometimes, like you said, it can backfire and it can not be good. You know,
Yeah,
like you can be too
yeah.
original and then it's like absurd and it's like I don't know what I'm even watching anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's why you gotta like toe the line of originality and not being
mhm.
too wild that people aren't gonna look away. You know.
Up was on the line for me for that. Like, it's so absurd, but it still manages to be good. But like, it was getting close to being too out there. I mean, old man and a young Boy Scout fly to a country that
Hmm.
few people have ever been, using his house and balloons. And
Yeah,
the
but even
big
that's based on
enemy,
a real house. Like the house is based on a real place. There's like a house in the middle of a city that like the guy did not refuse to move
makes
move out,
sense. Oh, so they probably were just imagining, like, what if this guy,
flew away.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
what if this guy flew away?
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
stupid when you put it like that.
it's
But
like
yeah,
he like this guy had his house like right where a bunch of people were gonna build a bunch of like I think apartment buildings or something, and he like refused to leave. So now his house is surrounded on both sides of the apartment buildings.
love it.
Yeah.
Also, that story was also kind of done in like a really late '90s movie, where it was called Batteries Not Included. I think it was, where there's this like really small apartment, like that was like three floors, or
Uh huh.
whatever. And there's like these little robot people things, um, but like they sort of protected the people there so that the place didn't burn down from these criminals because this big corporation was like, all right, we need to get them out of there. Uh, so they tried to like hire criminals to mess it up, but the criminals failed, and they're like, okay, well, screw it. Like, if we can't get them out of there, let's just build around them. So like, there's just like this big corporate building, and in the very middle, like, imagine our JN that are connected or whatever, but
Yeah.
in the middle of the JN, like, it's just a little building, a little house.
Mm.
You
I mean,
know,
there's a canal
easy.
in between our buildings, isn't there?
Yes, something like
Hmm.
that. But imagine if it was on land, and in
Yeah.
between it, we just put a little apartment building that held like 10 people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, again, I mean, if you think about like maybe not the exact like the way the story is portrayed in Ratatouille, but if you think about the ending message, I guess, of like it's like a rat trying to become a chef, isn't it? But the only
Yeah.
way he can do it is through. I mean, there
So
have to be other movies where they've like, I want to be a chef, but I have no hands or something. I don't know.
I guess what's unique about Pixar then is the way they go about things. Then, like
Yeah.
like general broad concept is I want to be a chef, but my parents don't support me in my dreams. That was the general concept. Um,
Yeah.
but it's a rat,
But
and
it's a
he's
rat.
controlling a guy who also wants to be a chef, but he can't cook.
Yeah.
So the rats gotta help him cook because they can't do it without each other.
Because rats can cook. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So like the very super broad topics or ideas aren't unique because it's like, I mean, love is not a unique idea. So, but love
Yes, it
between
is.
robots,
I
you're right.
I I
Love is most
invented
unique.
love.
One could argue love stories are the most original because it was the first story.
Exactly.
Think about it. Think about it. Technically, they're
I
the
mean, you
most.
could argue love is original because sometimes because everyone's story where they until they got to that point of love is original to them. You know.
Exactly, bro.
So
Exactly.
I'm so in saying that I am copywriting the word love. It will be under NVG Gaming trademarked. Um, that is all.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep, we got our new copyright. We're done here, folks.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. That's the rest. That's like that's all the Disney games and the Marvel games. Um. So yeah, I guess that's Marvel and Disney. Do you want to talk about FNAF?
So about FNAF, right?
Yeah.
um, actually, my brother recently sent me a picture, like literally 2 days ago, where he went to the library and an entire shelf was filled with nothing but FNAF books.
Let's go.
Like it was like one of the display case kind of shelves where it's like you walk in, and it's and
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
man, look at their collection of FNAF. And like every one of them, just a FNAF book. And he was like, this is getting ridiculous. And like,
Yeah.
and he said like, I don't understand how every one of these is canon. And I was like, well, you see, brother,
They're not canon.
yeah, they're pieces of canon,
Can
bro.
yeah, pieces of canon.
You know, little details.
Mhm. It's yeah, it's wild.
Okay, how come I can't? There we go. Look, it's FNAF books. Yeah,
Did you just message me?
yeah. I sent
Oh,
you the
okay.
the image. There's nothing but FNAF.
I think it's. I was watching a video. It was like a theory on like the DLC, which is gonna be free,
Mm-hmm.
which is surprising.
I'm so excited for it.
When is it supposed to come out? Like next year or something?
Sometime next year, yeah.
Okay. It's probably gonna be glitchy. I'm gonna laugh when
I
everyone's
mean,
like, "It
it makes
sucks."
it makes it makes sense why it's free. It's because people paid like what, $60,
For a
40 to
broken
60 to
game.
some. Uh, yeah, for a game that wasn't entirely, you know, what
Don't
people wanted or
sugarcoat it. It
expected.
was broken.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna blame them though. They've only ever made 3 other games.
I'm not
Like
blaming. I'm just saying it was broken.
I don't know.
And
I'm
who
gonna
else are you
kind of
gonna
just I
blame that it's broken? I guess you could blame like the
don't know.
publisher
People
because
like
they
give
had
them
a
way too much shit about it though. It's like they're hardly AAA. Like
yeah, but
they're
they came
indie
up with
as
the
hell.
idea and they wanted to make a big game and they
I
failed
mean,
in a
they're
way.
essentially an indie studio, though. They're indie as hell.
They wanted to make the game.
People are giving an indie studio like hell for like the game, and that's crazy to me.
I'm not
Like
mad at them. I'm just saying that
I mean,
they added on all this extra stuff that turned and then it made it they couldn't finish the other stuff. They couldn't finish anything really. And then all of a sudden you get endings that are like comic book scenes instead of like actual animated scenes.
well, the
So
endings weren't an issue for me, honestly. It's the
I'm
gameplay.
just
It's like,
saying
okay, you fell out of the world. Sorry, mate.
like the ending, which is a important part of any video game, that you reach the end, you should feel fulfilled that you've finished the game.
Well,
And then I get a comic book sequence instead of something like animated, like everything
there
else in the
was an
game.
animated sequence, and that one was called the true ending because that's how
Yes,
it's supposed to
one
end.
of them. There were 6 endings. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and that's
They
not the
didn't
true
finish
endings.
it. That's what I'm saying to you.
Like those weren't supposed to be the true ending, so that's why they had that comic book art style.
Yeah, but
It was intentional.
I want why? That's so stupid. Just give them all animated endings. And there's like no real reason to believe. I mean, there's reason to believe that's the true ending. But that's like the big evidence is that it's animated because all the other ones aren't.
I
It's
mean, it's even called that in the files.
whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a broken game, and I understand they're an indie studio, but they shouldn't have gone sicko mode and tried to make a giant mall and then like add all this extra stuff and then end up with a unfinished game that they can't delay because it's a PlayStation like flagship at this point, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's the only reason they came out with it earlier than they wanted is because they had delayed it like by like a year or two
Yeah.
by that point because like it had been on a 2-year delay from when it was originally supposed to come out. But like PlayStation's like you're not allowed to delay anymore.
Yeah, cuz
Not allowed.
it was like a flagship at that point where like you have to
Yeah,
release it for the PlayStation 5.
like
Like so it
they
needs to come
didn't
out.
like they really didn't want to release it. They wanted to keep working, but like you know There's a
So
lot of
I
yeah.
agree. Yes, they're an indie studio, but I still blame them for making a broken game because they made the game. It's not like PlayStation made the game, you know. So I'm not gonna blame PlayStation for it because they're a business and they want to release things on time and not delay things 15 times for multiple years, you know.
I mean,
So
wouldn't you prefer more delays for a fully fledged game than a broken one that is hardly played at
I would like
launch?
my game done on time. That's you know,
I would like the game functioning.
yeah. I would like
I
my
mean,
game on time and functioning. That's that, and I also don't want like developers to be crunched or anything. But like,
that's
I
a
want
lot
my game
for
on
a
time.
small team. That's a lot for a small team. Like it was like a team of like
They chose to make it a lot. It's their fault. Like they chose to keep adding things.
I mean, there was always the original idea was you go around this mall and like that was the idea. You go around the mall through this journey, adventure thing.
Yeah,
It wasn't they were adding a lot, it's just the undertaking was a lot from the beginning. They never added things. It was
I
just
think they were
always like that.
adding things. Yeah,
No, they actually had to cut things that were also originally bought. Like there was nothing added. They were cuts.
I'm
Many,
pretty
many
sure they
cuts.
added things.
If you look at the trailer, it's just less. Like it is less than the original idea. That's it. There was no extras.
I still blame them. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna blame an indie studio for being given a big undertaking and then not being allowed to have enough time. Like a team of 10, I can't really get mad for about that. Anyway, what were we talking about? But yeah, I get why they're doing free DLC though, because people were really upset about the launch. So I'm excited for it. I have no idea where it's gonna take us though. That story is gonna be interesting, I guess. Like I have no idea what to think of the story anymore.
It's non-existent at this point.
Like I enjoyed Security Breach, but because they spent so much time trying to get it into a functional state, the story was definitely lacking. Because Fanny was hardly there, for instance, so any story relevant to her was non-existent in the game. And there was a lot of clues and stuff seeded through the game, but none of it actually led anywhere. They all led to separate things, separate ideas. And it's like, why is there a big blob monster? I don't understand this. Why are you
No, you don't
constantly referencing
understand,
this
dude.
family
It's a
that's all
blob. It's
dead?
agony. It's the agony, idiot. Obviously.
Agony?
Yes,
Ah,
it's
of course.
agony. Do you not watch FNAF theories? Game theory?
I haven't watched one of the FNAF theories in a minute. I
It's
saw that there was one recently out, but
yeah,
I haven't
it's about
seen it.
agony. You have to learn, dude. Keep
You sure,
up,
right?
dude.
You know, I'm gonna watch it right now. I'm gonna pause the podcast and watch it right now.
Whatever.
But like, there was a lot going on in that game. A lot of little different stuff. There was nothing you could really make out of it to be a one conclusive theory of like this is what this game is supposed to be. So I'm excited for the DLC to actually clarify what it will actually be. You know,
I think it's gonna add. I don't think it's gonna clarify anything, in my opinion. I think it's gonna add more, actually, and make it more
I mean,
confusing.
adding more will clarify in its own right because it at least brings us a focus. Because the details they add will be like, okay, well, you're adding details about this. So that means this is our focus. So we should be building for theories towards this direction instead of hinting at every single thing that has happened in the series or like all these random things.
Yeah.
Like there's just too much going on in Security Breach because they're referencing Glitch Trap, they're referencing like Banny is a killer, she may or may not be Vanessa. That's a whole other thing. Like they're referencing someone is living at the Pizzaplex. We don't know who. People think it's Gregory. Some people do. Some people don't. It doesn't really make sense, but at the same time, it does. Like, why does Gregory not know it closes at midnight if he's lived here this whole time? Why does he not know any of these animatronics if he's lived here this whole time? But
Also, a
at the same
children's
time,
complex closes at midnight.
uh, I think it's because like it's also like a place for adults to go to. It's like hey, I'm a parent. I'm gonna take my kid here, and then we're gonna go hit up the bar. Like,
There's
because
a
there's
bar?
literally yeah.
Where?
It actually like
Is in the data file something they couldn't add because they ran out of time?
yeah, pretty
Cool.
much. They even referenced it a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Like the VIP lounge, like, you know,
A VIP lounge doesn't
it's
necessarily mean alcohol.
well, when you look at the actual map, it says the VIP lounge and it has a bar.
Oh.
And there's a big dance floor too. But
Children
yeah.
can bust down, you know?
I don't think they're going up to the bar though.
It could be apple juice, you never know.
Yeah. Like it's the VIP. Like what kid is going to a VIP lounge? What kid can buy that?
It's not the kid buying, it's the parents probably buying it.
Exactly. So it's for the parents.
That's not okay. Whatever.
I get what you mean. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't know. Like security breach had too many details going in different directions, and like it was all really intriguing. It just never led anywhere because the game wasn't, completely done. Whether it was because they didn't have enough time, or if it's because they were trying to leave room for more in the future, I don't know.
They didn't have enough time.
It's probably a mix of both.
They didn't have
Honestly.
enough time. Try that one.
um, but I don't know. That's why I'm excited for the DLC. It'll tell us what's important.
I think do you think the DLC is gonna be like in the map, or do you think it's gonna be like something on the menu you have to press and then you start the DLC?
Probably from the menu.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be.
That's
Because
what
I'm
I was.
assuming it's using the exact same map, just probably going to remove some
Destroyed.
assets. Yeah, like probably
Yeah.
just change some around some of the assets to be broken down instead. Like, yeah. If they made a whole new map for it, I would be like, guys, what you doing? What are you doing? You made this whole thing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you would just, if I were them, I'd just like edit certain textures and like, edit assets to make it look more destroyed, and then maybe
Yeah.
cut off certain areas that you don't need to go to for the DLC,
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you never know. They're gonna make a whole new map. They're gonna retexture everything. And
like, part of me is worried that that's actually what they're gonna do.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, Security Breach had so much potential and still has so much potential if they do this DLC correct.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's yeah. They can go
I
either
don't know.
way, man.
It really can.
And the thing is, what's really funny about this is that I think no matter what happens during the FNAF, like this DLC, no matter what happens, I think they're gonna make like 5 more. I
Oh
don't,
yeah.
because people are still, because game theorists are gonna buy it. Like every game theorist ever, like not even just MatPat, like everyone that ever theorizes anything with FNAF, they're gonna get it. Children are gonna buy it because it's a children's game at this point. It's
Yeah.
like
That was something I didn't like. It was a little too kiddie for me.
yeah, they're gonna
Like
make
at certain moments.
no matter what, they're gonna make millions of dollars off of it. So Scott's gonna make
Yeah.
millions of dollars off of it. So
And like it's so funny that like Matt is like ready to be done with the series. He's like, okay, final theory, it's done, it's over, it's dead. This is it.
yeah,
Conclusion.
and they keep
And
coming
then
out with
new
books.
game. Yeah, and he's like, every time they come out with something new, he's like, no, let it die.
Yeah. Honestly, I think like yeah, you say up to like FNAF 3 is like when you think it should like cut off.
Yeah,
'Cause I
it
think
shouldn't go
yeah.
past that. Because that's supposed to be
Um,
the newest of the timeline.
I
Or it
think
was
that
supposed
if
to.
I
Technically, Security Breach is the newest now. So
yeah, well, doesn't okay, doesn't technically didn't FNAF VR technically like retcon everything?
it makes it sound like everything was a story, but a story based on true events.
Okay, so no.
So we don't know.
Well, okay, it has to be real because the FNAF pizza simulator is underneath the restaurant or underneath the Pizzaplex.
And
Because
that's the
isn't
thing. It's those games are supposed to be dramatic versions of the reality. So things didn't happen exactly as they were said in the games,
also
but
how did
close.
that get underneath the ground? how did you get any customers if it's underground, or did they put it underground?
It was. I mean, to be fair, we don't know the terrain. Maybe it was like a hilly area, and it was like at the bottom of the hill, and they're like, okay, let's just build over it. You know, who knows?
Seems like a horrible place to put a building,
Or
but
maybe it
yeah.
like
Never mind. Yeah, sorry.
yeah. They could have also like raised the area. Like
I
what
guess
if
that's true.
like stores there in a flat land, you just like cover it up with dirt and build over top. Easy. And that's also probably why the entire racetrack area was sinking into the ground, was because they might have just, you know,
A
put it there.
sinkhole. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's stop talking.
So about FNAF, right?
So about FNAF. Yeah. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I think I'll finish off of this. I think the ones that I think should stay like somewhat like that should like have finished it, maybe up to like okay, generally I think up to 4 cuz like 4 kind of if we're not thinking about like the bite of 83 or whatever, like when the kid gets bit, that should be like, oh wow, that's the thing that happened in the first game, and that should maybe and then add some more information to the fourth one that's like it's like, oh, this kid died and then the guy went cray cray and then killed people, whatever. And then that would like wrap it up or whatever. But that's like if we change things in like the fourth game. So I don't know. That's all.
There's like you just made me think about how like there's still so many old stuff we still don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Like
You have to
who was
assume
the bite of 87? Or was the bite of 87 just the bite of 83? Like did they was it a retcon? Did they just change it?
Yeah. Yeah, is the bite of 83 a different it's a different thing, right? It's like mentioned.
I always thought the bite of 83 was a different thing. But
Yeah,
someone was like, but then someone had said something like, was the bite of 83 just them retconning 87 and making it 83 instead?
Why would they do
like,
that though? It's like one of the most iconic lines.
But like, they made a good point though, because like, why would you suddenly switch from the bite of 87 being the bite of the frontal lobe to the bite of 83 that is also a bite of the frontal lobe?
I mean, I get it. I'm just
like it makes no sense.
Like I know it's a good you're right, it's good reasoning, but at the same time it's like the bite of 87 is like one of the most recognizable sound signatures from the game. Like
yeah, we still get no
had the
details
bite of 87. Yeah.
Yeah, like when I think like of like an iconic line, it's like, oh, I can buy it. Like everyone remembers it. It was even like a special code you had to insert in the first game.
Yeah.
But like when you look at it, they don't mention 87 in the third game. Like it's mentioned in the first game and the second game.
Yeah.
But not in the third one, and in the fourth one, it's suddenly 83. So 87 was only mentioned in the first 2 games, which is like a sixth of the series at this point.
Yeah.
Like, less than half. It's like past that, it's always mentioned 83 if a byte was mentioned. 87 has never been mentioned again.
Also, like Ballora exists and no one knows who that is, or they think it's like the mom or something. Yeah.
I begrudgingly accept it. For honest, like for me, there's no real evidence for it. Like I mean, there's evidence, but it's like
yeah, that's what yeah.
Like there's a word for evidence that like is okay, but it's not really got much ground.
Not good.
The word.
No.
Like
assumption.
Like
grounded assumption.
I
don't know.
I can't remember the word I'm thinking of, but
okay.
Yeah, it's like sure, like I mean,
it's
cool.
Possible.
It can lead you in that direction. It's possible, but like it's not concrete. Like
there's
just no. I don't know.
All right,
it's just like
let's
just
stop.
Why?
Let's stop before we get to an hour 30.
Oh, you're right. We got about going a long time.
Thank you so much for listening to the greatest podcast, greatest FNAF podcast. Excuse me, where I have the hiccups, I guess. Thank you for listening. Sundays 1 p.m. Goodbye.
Bye.